Alright guys, what's going on, man? It's your boy Ryan here. I'm back with another video. Excuse me for the late upload, but it's all good. I'm glad everything got sorted out from yesterday. Everything's good, so appreciate it. Anyway, I want to go ahead and get this out of here because this is very shocking in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, King Thrash actually beat me to this, and I didn't know what he was talking about. And then, I run into this. So, let me go ahead and talk about this, man. Okay, so Sony's talk shifts from hardware to monthly active users, plans to explore microtransactions. Now, if you didn't know, okay? The new head of Sony Interactive Entertainment, yes, Sony Interactive Entertainment. Now, you guys remember Andrew House, okay? He retired after 27 years in PlayStation. He's done with PlayStation. He's gone. You know what I'm saying? He's officially gone. Just like Jack Tretton left, who was the head of I forgot what he was the head of, but he was I think he had Sean Layton's job, right? So he left. Okay, both of them left this whole generation. In this whole generation, we have lost, both guys. Jack Tretton, we lost at the beginning half of the PS4, or the beginning quarter of the PS4 on the market, and we lost Andrew House near the middle/endish of the PlayStation 4's lifespan. You know what I'm saying? So we lost him. And the person who took over is another Japanese individual. Obviously, Sony is a Japanese company, so they have another Japanese individual who speaks English. He actually took over Andrew House's spot. He is the new head of Sony Interactive Entertainment. His name's Kodera. Now, he specialized in online and microtransactions in the department that he was in before he got the bump up to Sony Interactive Entertainment, like in terms of head. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you right now. Now, Andrew House said that the company's in good hands when he was leaving. You know what I'm saying? He said the company was smart. They made a good choice, before, he stepped down. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm starting to think that was a cop-out. I really am starting to think that was a cop-out to try and take a little bit of to shift a few things, right? To shift and change like a few things. Because last thing we need, right? The last thing we need is DLC, okay, in every single game. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's cosmetics, okay, and y'all hear me say this all the time. If it's cosmetics, stuff that doesn't affect gameplay, and it's stuff like just, maybe a different suit, like for Kratos in God of War, or, what the Xbox fanboys would call Dad of War. You know what I'm saying? But cosmetics like such as that. But if there's something stupid, and I mean this, and I really mean this, and Sony, you don't want to do this. You don't. It's going to anger a lot of people, especially me. Okay? Because I'm tired. This is why I left Call of Duty. Okay? And I don't want to hear no Sony fanboy defending this. No, nobody should be defending this. This is something we all need to speak up as gamers. Just like I demand the Xbox dudes speak up for the Xbox not having any games, PlayStation dudes need to stand up and say, no, we do not want you to shift any focus to microtransactions. The last thing we want, okay, is a company like Sony to become the next EA. That's the last thing we want, my dudes. That's the last thing we want. Okay, now they want to turn their business into and they want to, like, if Sony was to really go down this route, right, they would be turning PlayStation into a sort of a service, right, kind of like GameStop, where you sell everything directly to the consumer. That's exactly what they try to want to do. They probably want to do that. You notice how in GameStop, usually at GameStop, when you pre-order stuff, especially the last time I went, they would give you like a piece of paper with a code that goes with your game, right? And it would be like a GameStop exclusive, and it would be, like microtransactions that you paid extra for. That's something that Sony probably would do, and I don't want to see that. That's the last thing I want to see Sony do. That's the last thing we need Sony to do. No, Sony is above that. Sony needs to not do that, okay? Sony's not in a position to do such a thing like that. Now, don't get me wrong. They're number one now. Their shares tripled. They're out of the red from what I can tell and from what I can see in the market. They're out of the red. They're good. They're fine. You know what I'm saying? They're back to being, profitable on one and just good in the long run. I'm glad to see them happen. See that happen. But I don't want to see stupid choices like this being made that will destroy that base and make PlayStation go away. We don't need that. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying. God of War, again, if it's something like cosmetics, like different shoes for the character, different looks, or like old classic Kratos look, you know what I'm saying, with the God of War look, if that's that kind of look, then okay, cool, that's awesome, that's fine. But if it's something stupid, like you getting a brand new axe. You guys remember the axe that you use in the game was created by the guys who created Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. If they have different versions of the axe, let's say they're different colored, right, and they have different damage types, such as like the red one does 10% more damage, a blue one does like a darker or lightish blue one does 30% more damage, a purple one does 50, and you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so forth. And they have something stupid like that. Or they have another thing that's stupid with the whole like sun aspect, something that boosts your sun's attributes in the game to like 190%, where like especially at the start of the game and you're just starting off. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't need that. Now, The Last of Us already went down this route, guys. It already went down this route. However, it wasn't anything in the actual game. It was actually in the multiplayer. However, though, keep in mind, I got to call it out as well, because there was one particular thing that they put in the Last of Us multiplayer that made me stop playing it for the most part. It really was. And you guys remember, it was during a Halloween. It was around Halloween. Around the time, it was around the holiday that just passed. It was around Halloween, okay? You guys remember The Walking Dead is a big show. Big show. I'm a big fan of it, right? They actually put Daryl's crossbow in The Last of Us. That's right. They put Daryl's crossbow in The Last of Us multiplayer. And if you guys remember, if you get hit with that crossbow, immediately you got hit with a bleeding effect, and your character would bleed out, and you would have to heal. And if you didn't have a health pack to patch yourself up, you would bleed out and eventually go down. Kind of like being poisoned in a video game. Stuff like that ruins a game. That's something we don't need. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need that in Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man doesn't have multiplayer, right? It doesn't have multiplayer. But I would be shocked if I saw, right, if I booted that game up and it said, oh, cool, the Venom suit has officially been available. Thank you for pre-order. Okay, I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm playing the game, obviously I'm a rookie because, it's skill-based on the Spider-Man game, especially in the web swinging, you know what I'm saying? It's like we found out when we first saw the web swinging where she's like, hey, can you superhero a little faster? He's like, I'm working on it, Yuri. You know what I'm saying? They actually confirmed that the webbing, like the web swinging, is skill-based. It's in a skill tree. So as you go up the skill tree, you'll start doing more acrobatic Spider-Man-like maneuvers as you swing through the air. But keep in mind, if I played the game, right, and I put on that Venom suit, and let's say I got that as a pre-order, and I put on that Venom suit, right, and as soon as I played the game, I'm two-shotting enemies, and I look at the stats of the suit, and it says my damage is at 500%. When I'm angry, you see what I'm saying? That ruins the experience. Where's the skill aspect? You know what I'm saying? Where's the skill aspect? I mean, yeah, sure, you guys see me go after Microsoft all the time, but let's be real here. Microsoft is doing dumb decisions. But again, this is a dumb decision as well on Sony's behalf if they go down that route. Things like this should not be happening. We do not need this. We don't. This is not anything we want. This is not anything we need, okay? This is the last thing we need, people. We do not need anything of this nature happening. And I highly doubt any of you would disagree, okay? Highly doubt. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that in The Last of Us story mode where we have, like, again, crossbows that do this type of, like, damage, or the multiplayer. Now, I'm pretty sure the crossbow probably will return in the multiplayer. Let's be real here. The multiplayer for The Last of Us was actually quite good. The multiplayer was quite good. It made you think. It was smart. It was smartly done. You know what I'm saying? I got no problem with multiplayer in games. I have no problem. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with microtransactions sort of things in the game, such as long as they're cosmetics. You know what I'm saying? As long as it affects, the way your character looks. But if it affects the way your character plays and it makes your character a god in a sense, especially when that character is being controlled by somebody who sucks at the game and is just buying stuff to boost his character, while you, on the other hand, you're actually putting up good scoreboards, you're beating everybody in the top leaderboards, you're just doing everything you can, right? You're just improving, you're getting on point, your accuracy's through the roof. Does this kind of remind you of another game as I'm talking about this? Kind of reminds you of Call of Duty, right? With the loot box system. Yes, they have loot boxes in World War II, and they had the nerve to advertise, the Resistance DLC for World War II, especially when the game is not even out yet. You see what I'm saying? It's stuff like that ruins the game. It really does. It ruins it, man. It ruins it. And we don't need that in, single-player games. Now, the single-player game has multiplayer, okay, sure, but we don't need... But I hope this doesn't mean, right, and especially we don't need it too, but I hope this doesn't mean that single-player games as of right now will be getting multiplayer shoved in. We don't need that. We don't need Sony being a Microsoft. Sony is better than Microsoft at this current time. We don't need Sony following suit. But again, it kind of does raise eyebrows for the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox, if we have a new Xbox. Remember how I said there was a reason why Sony came out of nowhere and said, there was 75% of PlayStation 4 units are connected to the internet. Remember that when we first got the PS4 launch, they came out with that statistic saying, yeah, according to our statistics, 75% of the PlayStation 4 owners are connected to the internet. And I'm like, dude, why'd you say that? It really does make you scratch your head and wonder what's going on here. It really does. Now, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some fanboy on Microsoft and Sony's behalf, they'll come here and say, well, everybody's connected to the internet. You know, we're in an age where if you're not connected to the internet, or if you have crappy internet, you should be connected. You shouldn't be connected to the internet. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's that type of thinking that is the reason why the Xbox One is not the console that it should be. You know, it's thinking like that is the reason why we might not even have another Xbox after the Xbox One X. We might not have one, depending on the sales of the Xbox One X. We might not have one. But there's a reason why we have, multiple, we're having these different mid-gen refresh consoles. There's a difference. Or there's a reason why we have those. So I want you all to think about that. I want all of you to really start, demanding better. You know what I'm saying? You might not like the focus, just like I don't like the focus, but I'm telling you guys right now, it's time we need to speak up, my dudes. We need to speak up. We really need to speak up. And, it is what it is. It really is. It is what it is. I'll see y'all guys later. Y'all be good. All right. Y'all stay blessed. Be easy. Deuces.